So your first card is your present mindset, where you're at the moment. And we have 9 of Pentacles, or in this deck it's called Garlic Flowers, reversed. And I get the sense that this means that you're kind of looking at a future possibility or dreaming about something, but that you're also isolating yourself from it. That there's something that you feel reserved or that you need to hold back from, and it's causing some sense of isolation from reaching your potential, or something that you really want, or something that's really important to you. I guess that's something that would bring you a lot of comfort, physical comfort, emotional comfort, but you're holding yourself back from it. The 2 of Knives, in this deck it's knives, so 2 of Swords, is what you are carrying with you. And I think you're carrying with you a sense of comradeship, but also a sense of conflict. Feeling conflicted about this decision that's ahead of you of whether to pursue this possibility of comfort and new beginnings in the future. But I get the sense that it would mean leaving someone that you care about a lot, someone that you have a good relationship with. Not like a romantic relationship, but like an intellectual kind of friendship, maybe mentor kind of thing. And that moving forward in this goal would perhaps separate or strain that relationship. And what brought you there is the Hierophant. In this deck, it's Van Helsing. And so I get the sense that what you're bringing with you is that this is a person that you look up to and admire, and making a choice that would result in leaving them or severing some ties with this person is very difficult for you, particularly I think because they're kind of a mentor to you. And it can be scary to move forward into a situation, especially a situation that has a lot of unknowns before you actually reach your goal, when you don't have that kind of a mentor figure with you. So I can see why there would be a sense of reservation or unwillingness to move forward. The 6 of Swords is what you are leaving. So you might be a little dark, but there's a ship in the background. So basically, really, it is about leaving things behind, leaving behind your relationship with this person, and trying to move forward. And the fact that it's a very unknown territory, even though the goal itself might be a place of comfort and stability and happiness, the getting there may be particularly difficult, maybe particularly worrisome. It's a journey that you're really resisting and you really don't want to take. What is arriving is the Knight of Stakes, which is the wand suit in this deck, and this particular the Knight of Stakes in this deck is Edgar Allan Poe. So this is someone who is very passionate. I get the sense that this is going to be a potential new person coming into your life, who may be able to help support you, give you some advice, or someone that you admire, or maybe someone that you're moving towards. Maybe this person is part of that goal that you're trying to get through here. And they're definitely not a replacement for this person. These are very different people. And I get the sense that this is less of a mentor and more of a peer, and that you want to kind of pursue and get to know this person better, but doing so means not having this person in your life as much as you would like. For your resources, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which in this deck is Florence Stoker, which I believe, if I'm remembering right, was Bram Stoker's wife. Everything in this deck is based around Bram Stoker and Dracula. So this is someone who is probably a family member, maybe an in-law or related through marriage in some way, who's really there to support you, although I think it could also maybe be a sibling. I would definitely look to these kind of people in your life as a place of stability, someone who can help boost your confidence, and these people are really going to have your back. To kind of clarify some of those resources that you have available to you that can help you through this situation, I'm going to use some oracle cards that are not part of the Vampire Tarot deck. And the first one is going to be an old or already established resource that you have, someone that's helped you in the past and who's still in your life. And for that card, we have the Ecorche. And so this is a person who is very forthright. They're someone that is someone you know very well. They've got no surprises. They are just straightforward. They are who they are. They don't try to hide anything about who they are. And sometimes that can actually be a little bit abrasive, or be a little bit unpleasant spending time with them because they are just unabashedly themselves. And sometimes it's a little embarrassing, but they've got your back, they've got your best interest at heart, and they're somebody that you trust. And that's really important, somebody that you trust. They might even come across as a bit stuffy, maybe a bit old-fashioned, but they've got some pretty solid advice. The other resource that's going to be coming is something, a new person, a new resource. Perhaps someone that, I think, not so much unexpected, but somebody that's just like you haven't met them yet. And for that, we have the Yellow Bird reversed. This person is just gonna like come out of nowhere. They're gonna come plummeting through the sky right into your life with a ton of really great advice, and it's gonna be a little overwhelming, and then they're gonna leave. Not necessarily in a bad way, not in a way that they're like abandoning you, but just like they just gotta go. They're on the move. They've played their part and they're gonna move on. And I almost get the sense it's like a Mary Poppins kind of person, where they just come out of nowhere, they help, you form an attachment with them, but then they gotta go help someone else. They can't stick around. But keep an eye out for this person, because that could be super helpful. And the third resource is something that's just totally going to be unexpected. It could be someone that is already in your life or someone that you haven't met yet, that you wouldn't expect to be of help, but they are going to help, or they're going to offer help. And for that, we have the Black Doll. And so this card is not giving us much information. It's not going to give you any hints about who this person acts like or what they look like. They're just gonna show up. You're just gonna all of a sudden know who the person is when they need to, when you're gonna need that resource, and then they're gonna offer a solution or advice, and you can take it or leave it. It will be helpful in getting you to your goal, but it may have some unintended or undesirable consequences, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So back to our tarot cards, we have some advice for reaching your goals, moving towards your goals. And we have the world. And this is basically go for it. There's a lot to be learned from this experience, and will you come out the same in the end? No. No, you're not. But that doesn't mean that you have to totally sever ties with everything that you once were. You still have to kind of return and revisit and reflect upon your past experiences, and help other people in return, having been through that journey and having gained those experiences. So, but I think being stagnant where you are isn't going to help you grow as a person, and going on this journey, finding that path for yourself, and finding that confidence in yourself, it is ultimately what's going to serve you best. For the direction that you're currently headed in, I have the 3 of Cups, or in this deck it's called Holy Water. You're going to have to kind of head towards a place of emotional honesty with yourself. And there will be people, like I said, your resources, that are going to help you reach that point. And it's okay to mourn what you're going to have to leave behind, and mourn the fact that you're not going to be the same person at the end of all of this. But you'll also come to a point where you realize that creatively, emotionally, is going to be the best decision for you, even if it's a difficult decision to make. Some challenges to be aware of if you decide to take this journey, if you decide to move forward, even if it means cutting some ties with people. We have the Queen of Knives, and this encourages you to develop a sense of self-confidence and your own sense of knowledge about the world. That's something that's not going to be easy. I think particularly on the confidence side of things, it might be kind of a sense of you gotta fake it till you make it. And that can feel, at the time, really disingenuous. I've been there. But in the end, that's not necessarily, even though it's not necessarily the person you are, it can get incorporated into the person that you're going to become. The particular character, well, not really character, but historical person for this is Ellen Terry, and she was an actress at the time. So yeah, you may need to kind of fake that sense of self-confidence in yourself. And even though, yeah, sure, some of it's just, going through the motions, in the end, it will help you grow as a person, and it will contribute to who you are. Some unexpected consequences. So once you reach that goal, even though it may ultimately be good and where you want to be and where you need to be, that doesn't mean that, there aren't going to be some things that are less than ideal. So some of those things that you might need to deal with relate to the 5 of Cups. And so you may feel a sense of isolation, definitely, from some of those people that you had to leave behind. It doesn't mean you're going to have to totally cut ties with them, but it's not going to be as close of a relationship. I get the sense that it's going to be a physical distance. Like, you might be following them on social media or, chatting online, but they're not going to be physically present in your life the way that they are now. And it's going to be less of an intimate relationship. It'll be more of that kind of polite distance social media relationship that sometimes happens with like old high school or old college classmates or professors or family members that you've had to move away from. And that's something that can definitely bring a lot of sadness, and I totally get that, and that sucks. But it doesn't mean that new relationships won't be formed, and it doesn't mean that they're totally gone from your life. So another aspect of this reading that I did was I did some quick drawings, and I will show those to you. Struggles from your past show difficulty moving out of your environments. Your anxieties stem from a fear of isolation and being away from those that inspire you. Your desires to cultivate creative energy and give back to your community and loved ones.